Hello everyone, this is Night Sky and welcome back to some more Pokemon HeartGold and SoulSilver. Last time we explained a bunch of things we can do now that we have the national decks like new evolutions in Pokemon, but if you want to unlock even more Pokemon, you're gonna need to understand the infamous Johto Safari Zone post-national decks, which will be this whole video. It will be dedicated to that. You're gonna need obviously the national decks, so after you become champion, you need to head downstairs. And our mother, hi Jason, Professor Elm told me that he has something to give you. Yeah, doesn't even congratulate us or acknowledge that we're now the strongest trainer. Well, we have yet to be the strongest trainer, but she says, go visit Professor Elm. Jason, there you are. I have something to give you. It's an SS ticket. Yeah, he gives us the SS ticket. This is key, ironic, or pun intended to key item. I already read all the dialogue last episode. It tells us to go to Ottervine City. Because now that he gives us the SS ticket, we can meet an important, very important NPC that will give us the national dex. Look who it is. Professor Oak, hello, you're starting to have the attitude of champion. It's time for your Pokédex to match who you are, and he will upgrade it to the national mode. Thank you. Yeah, we're not gonna go on the... What is this boat called? I always forget. The fast ship. That's what it's called. But yeah, he just gives us a national dex that is very key because if you haven't completed Baoba's 2 challenges, go watch episode 22. I did them both there, but after you complete both challenges and you have the national dex that we have right now, he will force call you at a semi-random time to say that he has came up with a new idea for the Safari Zone. So yeah, it's kind of random. I don't know how to do it. Twice I had him call me within 2 minutes of getting the national dex, and twice he just like didn't, so it's kind of annoying. Oh, there we go. Oh, hi Jason, this is Warden Baoba. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Yeah, you better be. I thought of a new way to play. It's called Object Arrangement, the big reveal. I'll give you more details at the Safari Zone. See you there. Alright, let's go pay him a visit. We are here, bro. What is it? Hi, I've been waiting for you. I've had an epiphany, a new attraction. I decided to call it Object Arrangement. This is going to be fun. Oh, believe me when I say it will not be fun for us. You can place objects on the field as you play at the Safari Zone. Not only that, but the types of Pokemon you will see will change depending on the types of objects you place. Isn't it amazing? I will call you using that Pokegear if something else comes up. I'll explain Object Arrangement. Would you like to know anything? I will explain object arrangements when we have all the unique objects that we can get from Baoba. You see on screen I'm saving. I made an annotation earlier to make a note of the gameplay time. That is because every 3 gameplay hours, not in-game time or real-life hours, it's 3 hours of gameplay of the game running. Baoba will force call you like you see on screen, and he will add 6 more unique objects to your list until you have all 24. So you can see I just saved and I made sure to make a note 4229. So add 3 gameplay hours to that. I would be expecting a call at like 45:30. He's calling me right now, and yeah, go through the text, do your best and all that stuff, and you'll see me save. Yep, 45:30. So that's why it's important to keep track of that. You'll see here, I'm waiting another 3 gameplay hours. Baoba calls me again. This is Warden Baoba. We come with new objects. There are so many now. With these new additions, this should be plenty, I think. That's how you know you've gotten all 24 unique objects, which fills up 4 pages of objects inside the Safari Zone. And you'll see 4830 pretty much on the dot after the last call. Okay, we got all the objects like Baoba said in his final call. I'm gonna use the area customizer here so I can go in order of the new Pokemon that I'm gonna be explaining. Alright, in the Safari Zone post-National Dex, we can unlock objects to encounter new Pokemon. Or we already did that, but all we have to do is press A on a big enough empty space. Would you like to place an object? Yes. The fountain is the only one that we have to have enough space and water to place. We can place up to 30 objects in the entirety of the Safari Zone. So let's just place a random one. Probably the stump. We place the stump. And to remove it, either switch out the area in the area customizer, or you could just go in and press A on the stump, and we remove the stump. Here's a chart of all the unique objects. It is very important to reference this chart because every area will have a Pokemon that only appears with a certain amount of object type points, which is an invisible number. Objects are worth 1 point unless they're in the 3rd and 4th page. Right here, let me show you. This 3rd and 4th page of objects are worth 0 points. They are purely cosmetic. So, I mean, it's a little complex, but simple enough, right? Well, Game Freak thought so too, so they added another convoluted active area bonus mechanic. You will see encounters that require more than 30 points, and to get those, you'll need to have a Safari Zone area active for a certain number of days based on this chart, so you get an increasing point multiplier bonus. This bonus maxes at 7 times after 250 days. The Safari Zone area upgrades are permanent at least, so you can swap out objects and areas if you want. None of your point bonuses can be lost. Serebii has the minimum requirements for all the object encounters. When you finish the setup, each object encounter is a 10% encounter slot and takes from the highest encounter slot. The encounter may have a specific time of day though. Yeah, really strange decision from Game Freak to have this after the Sinnoh game's Great March. We already had the time of day encounters for Pokemon in the morning, day, and night to account for. Now they want to make the Safari Zone smaller and more boring just for the area customizer mechanic. And now with the National Dex, we need to place certain objects to encounter new Pokemon instead of having a gatekeeping NPCs like they did in Emerald. Anyways, here's a list of the object encounters. Serebii has the minimum requirements for the ones that need the multiplier bonus, but I will highlight the ones that require no setup and you can catch immediately. And remember again, all object encounters when set up will be 10%, and some are encountered at a specific time of day. Here in the plains, which is where I am now, we can have possible encounters for Lanoon, Zangoose, Lairon, Bronzor, and Spheal. Bronzor can be found in the ice path via Sinnoh Sounds on Thursdays. Probably easier to get there. Here in the desert area, we can have Spinda, Hippopotas, Lotad, Cacnea, Vibrava, and Trapinch. A Spinda can be encountered in the Burn Tower with Hoenn Sounds on Wednesdays. And up here, let's go up here. This is what the plains area looks like. The plains can have Manectric, Shinx, Zigzagoon, Houndoom, but Houndour can be caught in the savannah for an easier catch rate. We can also encounter Zangoose, Lotad, and Surskit. In the meadow area, we can encounter Nuzleaf, Seedot, Nosepass, and Riolu. Also Masquerain, but Masquerain has to be encountered via surfing. Over here in the forest, we can have possible encounters for Badoo, Bidoof, Surskit, Shuppet, Beldum, and Bronzong. For Beldum, Metang in the mountain is a shorter wait. At the same time, it has the same disgusting catch rate of 3 though. Doesn't really matter though. Bronzor in the ice path via the Sinnoh Sound on Thursday is easier. And we have to go down. That's where the last area I have set up is. This is the swamp area. We can catch Pachirisu, Chimecho, Duskull, Floatzel, and Bagon. Now I'm gonna go back in the area to customize and rearrange to show off the other 6 areas. For a lot of these new Pokemon, you can use the Hoenn and Sinnoh sounds that I demonstrated last episode if you don't want to play the Safari game. But remember, all these Pokemon will be caught in Safari Ball, so you might want to or not want to have them in those. Here in the marshland, we can have possible encounters for Seviper, Carvanine, Croagunk, Roselia, and Banette. Oh wait, no, and Barboach. Barboach has to be caught via the Super Rod in the lakes right here. Carvanine can be caught in the Alex Forest. Thursdays, if you have Sinnoh Sounds, it will be a measly level 6 though. And for Banette, Shuppet can be caught in the forest for a higher catch rate. Over here in the mountain area, we can catch Volbeat, but it can be caught in the bug catching contest already on Thursdays. Changeling, Meditite, Lunatone, Dusclops, Duskull can be caught in the swamp for an easier catching. Metang, and Celio. For Metang, it's a 3 catch rate like Beldum, so it doesn't really matter which one you choose to go for. Remember, you're pretty much using a Great Ball at full health. And for Celio, Spheal can be caught in the peak area for an easier catch rate. Now for the rocky beach, we can have possible encounters for Electric, Manectric, Badoo, Aron, Gible, Corphish via the Super Rod, and there's water right here. Now for the wasteland over here, we can have possible encounters for Manectric, Illumise, like Volbeat, it can be caught in the bug catching contest on Saturdays though. We can have Scorupy, I don't know how to pronounce it. Medicham, you can catch Meditite in the mountains if you want a Safari Ball, or you can use the Sinnoh sounds, weirdly enough. We can catch Balloon, you're better off with a Shroomish at Buried Forest. We will be getting to that later. Or if you have a DSi, a Shroomish in the Savannah. I will explain the DSi in a bit. And we can also catch Solrock. Here in the Savannah, we can have possible encounters for Cacturn, Torkoal, Shroomish. Shroomish can be converted in forest headbutt trees like I said, if you don't want to wait. But that will be level 3 and 4. We can catch Houndour, Luxio, and Zigzagoon. I'm actually gonna catch a Houndour here in case you wanted one for your team at this point. It requires 4 forest points. So with no bonus, that means 4 tree, stump, or branches. So let's place some objects. There we go, we placed some branches. Now we have 4 forest points, and that's enough to encounter Houndour, and Houndour will be a 10% encounter, so I'll be right back. There we go, Wild Houndour appeared. Now I do have a Bashful Synchronizer up in front. I'm pretty sure it'll work versus this thing. Let's go! Now, for some reason you don't want it in Safari Ball, like you don't like the way the animation or the Pokeball looks, you're gonna have to wait. I don't know how many episodes, but it's gonna be in Kanto. But you can't catch one immediately for your Kanto journey. And now for the last area, it's gonna be the wetlands. We can have possible encounters for Surskit, Lombre, Pachirisu, Buizel, Shelgon. For Buizel, Floatzel can be caught without any days pass, but it is a higher catch rate. For Shelgon, Bagon can be caught in the swamp for an easier catch rate. And in case you're wondering, oh, you can just day skip to get all of those bonus multiplier days in, right? Not exactly. If you change the clock or change DS systems, the Safari Day advancements will freeze for 24 hours after saving as a penalty. But there are a couple ways to bypass these restrictions. On a DS/DS Lite, you can take your battery out and abuse the December 31st, 2099 rollover to skip exactly 99 years after waiting for the 24-hour penalty to wear off. Or the much better and more recently discovered method, by using a DSi system, you can insert your cartridge into your DSi and repeatedly format the system memory to skip any custom time you want and not worry about waiting 24 in real life hours. This method is helpful for not just the Johto Safari Zone, but also the special Gen 4 dates, berry growth, Sinnoh underground good trading, mildness for the Upper Blender, and Sinnoh Pow Park cooldown. I will be demonstrating both methods and leaving the original guides in the descriptions. Remember, all block encounters when set up will be 10%, and some are encountered specific time of day. I'm going to choose to set up for Bagon in the swamp, Metang in the mountains, and Gible in the rocky beach, because those are 3 really powerful Pokemon you might want for the Battle Frontier, or maybe just want them caught in your game. Okay, we are back, and if I did everything correctly, I'm on the 3DS now since we don't have to worry about 24-hour protection anymore. And like I said, if we did everything correctly, the upgrades should be locked in. They are complete and permanent, so if you want, you can change your date and time to the correct one now. So for the first area, Bagon, 56 peak points and 35 forest points with a max 7 times bonus, that is 8 rocks and 5 tree stump slash branches. So let me place everything right here. Okay, 8 rocks and 5 trees slash stump slash branches. Now we should get 10% encounter Bagon if I did everything correctly. Hopefully I did. Let's freaking go. Bagon appeared. Okay, we have to actually catch it. We can't get too excited because it is a lower catch rate. Let's throw some mud at you. No! I'm sorry, it's gonna take way too long. It's a 45 catch rate for 10% encounter rate. Have you ever caught a Pinsir hair across in the Safari Zone before? I haven't. It's not fun, and oh my god. Metang, you're gonna rip your hair out because here in the mountain it requires 8 rock points with a max bonus of 7x, and it is a 3 catch rate. So if you ever caught a legendary at full health with a great ball, it's gonna be as tough as that. And remember, these Pokemon have the chance to flee as well, so if you want to torture yourself to try to get these Pokemon, especially Metang, if you hate yourself, try to catch a Metang around here. I mean, you can catch Beldum. Beldum is the same catch rate. But yeah, I'm just gonna counter it just for the video. It's going to be 8 rocks. Okay, it's not quite as neat as the swamp area for Bagon, but that's enough points to encounter Metang. Let's see if we can show one for the video. There we go, Wild Metang appeared. Probably the hardest Pokemon to catch in any Safari Zone because the 3 catch rate and has a chance to flee. I don't know. Gonna have to hope by some miracle you could throw 6 muds, it doesn't flee. Actually, let's see if we can get it in this Safari Ball right now. As expected. And for the last Pokemon, it's gonna be Gible in the Rocky Beach that I wanted to demonstrate. This is what the Rocky Beach looks like. It's going to be 49 plains point and 49 peak points. So after the max 7 bonus, that is 7 shrubbery slash red flower slash white flower and 7 rocks. Alright, let's start placing them. Place an object. Yeah. There we go. That's the setup. After the max bonus, it is 7 of the plains objects and 7 of the peak objects. Let's try to encounter Gible now. There we go, the cute little land shark. Overpowered land shark. I hate how overpowered they made it in Gen 4. But there it is. Let's see if we can get lucky. It's also a 45 catch rate, like Bagon. Aw, I thought we were gonna get it first try for the video. Oh well. Okay, I am back, and if I did everything correctly, we should have advanced the Safari Zone by 99 years, and the test Pokemon that I have set up is going to be Riolu in the Meadow. It requires 42 peak points and 28 forest points, with the max 7x bonus that is 6 rocks and 4 trees slash stumps slash branches. So let's try to find the meadow. I forgot where I placed it. Oh, and also when I was doing the DSi method, I accidentally only upgraded 5 areas. So I'm gonna have to do the last one on my own time. I think it's the one with a bunch of flowers right here. So for Riolu, 6 rocks and 4 trees slash stumps. Right, there we go. Let me double check that it's not a like daytime only spawn. Okay, it can be found at any time of day, thankfully. Nuzleaf, what are you? Oh, we did do it right. Let's go, bro. I already yeah, we encountered Nuzleaf, which means that is 35 or 40 or 28 forest points. Way more points than we would have had to place. Yes, we did it successfully. Riolu has appeared. Let's see if we can catch it. What's this thing's catch rate? 75, so it's not as bad as Gible and Bagon, but still a bit of a tough catch. Let's see if we can get it. Oh well. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I was a little bit nervous because I was seeing Clefairies at first, a bunch of Clefairies which don't require any upgrades. But we did it. That is the entirety of the Johto Safari Zone post-National Dex that I've given you all the resources you need to catch whatever Pokemon you want. Whether you have a regular DS or a DSi, preferably. That's gonna be it from me for today. Thank you all for watching. In the next episode, we're gonna be continuing our journey. We're gonna finally step foot in Kanto. So I will see you all next time.